Yo, what's going on, yo? I'm JB Hoops, and today I got you with the top 10 guards in this year's draft class. I'm gonna make this a little series, so I'll do guards, wings, forwards, and then centers. So for this video, I've got my top 10 guards in this year's class. If you think I missed someone, I've probably just classified them as a wing. So there's a few guys like AJ Griffin, Ben Mathurin that I've left off for the top 10 wings video. So to get it started, I just have a few honorable mentions, and then just a few guys that just missed the cut, which are Kennedy Chandler, Alondes Williams, and Ryan Rollins. Now let's get into the top 10 guards of the 2022 draft class. Starting off, I have Montero, the 6'2" point guard out of the Overtime Elite. He's a really tough one to evaluate because of the low-level competition he's playing against, and his numbers weren't really amazing there, and his off-ball defense was pretty questionable. But he's a creative scorer with a shifty handle, he's excellent in the pick and roll, and he's just super skilled overall, so he's going to be a great pickup wherever he lands. And on defense, he's a solid point of attack defender with quick hands, but overall his defensive effort was a little bit concerning, but I think he'll pick it up in the NBA. So for now, I have him ranked the 10th best guard in this class. Coming in at number 9, I have Terquavion Smith, the 6'4" combo guard out of NC State. He's a great shot creator, has the ball on a string, and can really shoot it from deep. On the season, he averaged over 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 40% from the field and 37% from deep. He's also a pretty solid passer, and he can hold his own on the defensive side of the ball. He's very skinny at only 160, but he's a crafty scorer, and I think he has the potential to be an amazing six-man in the NBA. Coming in at 8, I have Blake Wesley, the 6'5" combo guard out of Notre Dame. He's another amazing shot creator with a shifty handle. He has super impressive offensive creativity and scoring instincts. He can get to the bucket, shoot it from deep. He only knocked down 30% of his threes, but I think he's going to be a much better shooter than that, with more catch and shoot looks. He's also a good defender with a 6'11" wingspan, and he averaged 1.3 steals a game this season. And I just think his two-way ability and self-creation is what makes him such a great prospect, so I have him at the 8th best guard prospect in this class. Next up, I have Tyty Washington, the 6'3" combo guard out of Kentucky. He's a great finisher at the bucket and an elite scorer in the mid-range. He can shoot it from deep. His percentage was hovering around 40% for most of the year until he got injured, and it just dropped a little bit towards the end. But he's also a very solid playmaker. In one game he racked up 17 assists, which is pretty impressive. But he's also a very solid on-ball defender with active hands and a 6'9" wingspan. But where his best stat on that side is off the ball. I think he's an elite off-ball defender. He reads plays in real time. He's really good at recognizing opportunities to gamble for a steal in the passing lanes or trap and double team. So I think he'll be a very valuable guard in the NBA who can kind of do it all. But for now, I have him as the 7th ranked guard in this class. Just ahead of Tyty, I have Malaki Branham, the 6'5" guard out of Ohio State. He's a very good athlete and he's super efficient. He's an excellent shooter, knocking down 42% of his threes, but the area he excels in is the mid-range. He has a tight handle and he's a great finisher. He's a really good on-ball defender and just does everything you need him to do. On the season, he averaged 13.7 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 42% from deep. He's not a great playmaker, but that's pretty much his only weakness. He rapidly rose up draft boards towards the end of the season, and for a very good reason, so I have him as the 6th ranked guard in this class. At 5, I have Jaden Hardy, the 6'4" combo guard out of G League Ignite. He's an elite shot creator with a super deep bag. He has a nice handle which helps him create space because he isn't the most explosive athlete, but he's also a very good shooter, knocking down 40% of his catch and shoot looks. He's also an underrated playmaker, and I think he has star upside. A lot of people have fell off the Jaden Hardy hype train, but not me, so I have him ranked as the 5th best guard in this class. Just ahead of him is his Ignite teammate Dyson Daniels. He's recently been measured at 6'8", he can play the 1, 2 or 3. He's an elite defensive prospect who can guard 1 through 4 with his 6'11" wingspan. And then on offense he has great vision. He's an improving shooter, knocking down 45% of his threes over the last 9 games. He's great at finishing at the rim. He has super soft touch on his floater, and he's just a high IQ player with great feel, and I just think he's going to be an elite connective player in the league, and I think he has a very good shot at going top 10 in the draft. Coming in at 3, I have Johnny Davis, the 6'5 shooting guard out of Wisconsin. He's an excellent shot creator and can score on all 3 levels. He's super nice in the mid-range, kind of operates a little bit like Devin Booker. He has a pretty nice handle and he's a very solid athlete. But what I think separates him from a lot of other shot creators is his excellent defense. He's a high-level defender with high IQ, he's strong and got pretty good size and can defend 1 through 3. He only shot 31% from 3 this season, but he has a quick and high release with nice mechanics, and I think with less volume and defensive attention on him, he'll be a very good shooter in the league. Now at 2, I have a little bit of a wild card, which is Shaedon Sharpe. In just the last couple days, he's declared for the draft, so he's eligible to be drafted in the 2022 draft, and I would have no issue if someone had him as high as 5 on their draft board. He's a 6'6 guard out of high school with a 7-foot wingspan. He's a crazy athlete with a strong build, and he's super smooth like Paul George. Just anytime I see him dribble, shoot, do anything, it just reminds me of Paul George. He has a super nice handle, he takes long strides with a quick first step to attack the basket. He has a quick, high, and smooth release. He definitely has room to improve as a passer and playmaker, but he's definitely one of the wildcard guys in this draft. And in these highlights, he's made some eye-popping plays. He has all the measurables to be a great defender, and I think whatever team ends up with him is going to be very happy. So that obviously means my number 1 guard in the 2022 NBA draft is Jaden Ivey, the 6'4 combo guard out of Purdue. He's an elite athlete, drawing comparisons to Ja Morant. I don't think they're very similar in terms of play style, but in terms of athleticism, definitely. He's super quick, has great burst, and can just jump out of the gym. He's also a very solid passer and can play defense with his 6'10 wingspan and strong frame. He's also a very good lateral mover on that end, like you'd expect, and has quick hands. What impressed me the most about Jaden Ivey's season this year at Purdue was his ability to get to the bucket despite having a 7'4 guy clogging the lane, or Terquavion Williams, who isn't much of a floor spacer either. And he was just consistently able to get to the bucket, and that was just really impressive. I think in NBA spacing and pace, he's going to be a monster. And if his 3-point shot stays consistent like it did this year at 36%, and if he adds a little bit of a pull-up jumper or a floater, which is where he struggled the most this year, he's going to be unstoppable in the league. Alright, so that's my top 10 guards in this year's draft class. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll have the top 10 wings. There was a few guys that I wasn't really sure what to classify them as, guards or wings. So if there's a guy that you really think should be here, I'll probably classify him as a wing. So he'll be in the next video. Anyway, subscribe for more. I think I just got past 250. That's crazy. Road to 300. Subscribe, like, comment. JB Hoops.